talking about perfection as a perfect. I'm talking about the curve.
So that's what I'm like. So basically, do this. Walk the straight line. Do everything right. Oh no, wait. Everything right. You saying, oh, something wrong with her. So you saying step outside of right to try to find what's wrong with her.
I'm saying step outside of right because right is not the most effective solution. Granted, it's one solution, right? But it's not getting you the maximum on your investment. So try something different. Try something different so that you get more out of it. That way, next year when it's your birthday, you get to go to Brazil for 2 weeks. And when you get home, she's fucking...
But you see that, though?
Ready and waiting with peace.
But the way things go for 10 years, that should already happen. Because it ain't... I'll put it like this, honey. There's nothing I can do more.
I disagree.
Jamie.
I disagree.
I just want to know.
I think you can make some adjustments to your thinking, and that is where change will occur inside of your thinking. Not with the stuff you're nailing, but just inside of your growth areas. Sounds like you're being a little bit stubborn because you're right. You know?
So should he adjust his all the way or should...
I didn't say all the way.
Because you're saying adjust his, but you're not saying y'all should adjust it together.
Because
exactly. But it's 100% on him.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
That's not what I'm saying. But she's making the home. She's the one that's making sure that you've got peace and that you don't grade too soon.
You can't say she's making me like I got peace if we arguing.
Okay. So what I'm suggesting is that you make adjustments in the areas that piss her off, even though it may not become. Now you can keep doing it this way. It's just not going to get you.
So how about
the
she
result.
make adjustments?
She's not going to do that.
Okay, but I just said. So basically, what you're telling me is it's all right for her to be wrong and not make adjustments, but me who doing borderline everything right to still make adjustments. That don't make sense. I'm just saying like that don't make sense.
I have to put what I want to do on the back burner.
You said that in a hurtful way.
I didn't say that in a hurtful way. You're making this about you right now. There's no communication in this relationship. None.
You asked for a baby.
You wanted a baby.
For sure. But you asked for a baby.
I sure did.
And I told you, your life is going to change because I'm on a road. Like, my life don't stop. That's my work.
You've been in Miami, having the time of your life. I just been at home, me and Seven.
When you just yell it out right here to make it seem like I'm just out having a blast and you at home every day with my son, that's a lie. My mom and dad was married since I was 6. That's all I know. I only been in 2 relationships. I'm a lover boy. Shit, I'm trying. Like, she's such a crybaby too. Like, it makes stuff so worse when I see her crying. It's just like, I'm just on her the worst part. Like, she just...
Love you, Cindy.
We have a little tension today.
Oh, brother Hitman Holla is starting to make the rounds. His podcast, and you know he's a battle rapper. Played college basketball. Can hoop too, because I seen him play one verse somebody. He can really hoop too. So, but we seen him kind of making the kind of significantly getting ready to go into work, making the rounds, the podcast with his woman. And my thing is I would never start a podcast with my wife or my girlfriend and we talking about our love life exclusive. No, we would talk about show reviews. We would talk about business. We would no. I know. And now, the world is seeing that she's the problem. And the more that you hear men step out and you hear men's side of the stories, and the more and more you're starting to see that the woman is the narcissist, the woman is the problem in a lot of these relationships. And, she's very, very selfish, and she's like, well, I had your baby and you went to Miami. I sat there for 8 months. I didn't do nothing with 8-9 months with you. And I just went to Miami for my birthday and I just took you to New Orleans and watched the kid. It was your trip. I just stayed with the baby and all this type of stuff. So now you kind of starting to see people starting to people starting to look at her and like she's unselfish, she's grateful, she don't like him, and she's just with him for the money. And then not too many of them clips. I think he said he provides and pay all the bill, but he doesn't throw that into her face. He doesn't throw that into her face. And, you know, they had one lady on there and she was trying to say, he said, I'm doing everything you tell me to do to be a good man. I don't cheat. I pay the bills. I provide. You know, I stay in the house. I do all these things. And she was like, well, they had another lady on there saying, well, you got to conform, paraphrasing, to what she wants. And what do she really want? Like, what does she want? She's just not happy with you. I think her name is Cinnamon. She's not happy with you. You know, the woman that you love and you invest, she not happy with you. Cause everything a woman want, you know, he's tall, you know, he's a battle rapper. He went to college. Sound like he got millions. You know, he wanted her to have his baby. Then she turned around and said, you wanted me to have this baby. She ain't happy. She don't like him. She don't like him. He love her and she don't like him. And the guy that she like, she'll be in the fucking kitchen, you know, cooking and cleaning. He ain't paying half the bills. Him dogging her out. She wouldn't be speaking like that. And this is what it looks like when you with a woman who don't like you, but you love her. And most guys are in relationships like this. And we talking about this is a guy that's that's really in the top of the food chain. You know, really top of the food chain. And women, when they say, you know, when you hear like Keke Palmer and Cheryl Underwood talking about they don't want to live with a man, but they want to be married and all that, live in separate houses. That is a lot of the conventional thought of a lot of modern day women and black women in general. That a lot of them they want you just to pay for their lifestyle, shut the fuck up, do what they say do, let them go be in the streets and do street activity. And then you just a chaperone. That's what they want. That's what they want. They're not built to be wives. They're not built to be domesticated. Sometimes you just pulling up, dropping dick and leaving and dogging them out. That's what they like. That's all a lot of these women, a lot of times, that's all they really be worth. That's how they want to be treated. That's how they want to be dogged out. When you give queen treatment to the wrong women, they don't appreciate it. She didn't want to have your baby. She don't want to be up under you. And this is what I be saying when they say, well, if you pay all the bills, if you do husband things and, you know, I shut up and I do whatever you say, no, they still going to complain, bro. They're really, a lot of these women like her are just meant to be hoes. They have a whole mentality. And I don't mean in the fact of OnlyFans or prostitute. No, they just meant to be side chicks. They meant to be hit. They meant to get hit and quit. They meant to get dogged out. This was why they asked this question, would you rather be, you know, a wife to a regular guy or a side chick to an NBA guy, to an NBA player, a billionaire? Yes, they're not even willing to be a wife to a millionaire. They're not even willing to be a wife to an NBA player. Think about that for a minute. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to serve that man. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to serve. They don't want to raise children. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They don't even do this in their own houses. The kids eating all they know is dino nuggets and microwave rally fries and a fast food menu and, you know, a hungry man meals and banquet pie. They don't know what a real meal is. They don't even cook and clean for themselves. They don't even cook and clean for themselves. So what makes you think they want to cook and clean for a man? Ask yourself that. What makes you think they want to cook and clean for a man? You have riddle me that, Batman. Riddle me that. Riddle me that. And this is exactly what I be saying to y'all. I mean, I be saying, you can't make somebody who don't, you can tell by the attitude. And a lot of women, once you catch them past like 25, 26, 27, the guy that they really would run through a brick wall for, they already done met the one or two guys they can pair bond with. It's a wrap. Even your $1 million, even you doing everything, even you not cheating, he would get more performance out of her if he dogged her out and cheated on her. He'd get more performance out of her. And one thing, and I'll say this, one thing you find out when you go through a breakup with a woman, a real breakup with a woman, one thing that you find out, fellas, is once you walk away and you done, they do everything you ask them to do from day one. You want a threesome, you want a chicken pot pie from scratch, you want them to paint the walls, you want them to suck your Johnson until it wrinkle, or until they start to shrivel up like you've been sitting in the tub too long. If you want them to paint the refrigerator gold, they gonna do all of that. And that just lets you know right then and there, women like that are only perform better when they're in a chase position. And if a woman has always got to chase you to stop fucking hoes, or to chase you to get a commitment from you, to get you, that just lets you know they just meant to be a side piece. They meant to be the collard greens. They meant to be the dressing, not the motherfucking ham hock, not the beef spare rib, not the lamb chop. They just meant to be sometimes not even that. They coleslaw. They the Popeyes biscuits you want to throw in the trash. But hit the link in the description, join the Patreon.
All I told her, I said, manage her time better. But she just broke down crying.
Cause he don't understand. Like, you be kick. He go out and kick it. I'm at home.
I go out and kick it.
You was just in Miami.
You was just in New Orleans.
Us.
What I mean? I ain't actually
I'm at home with 7.
Why you keep saying
every
I be kicking
day.
Hold on, wait.
Every day.
I be kicking it. Cinnamon, I told you from the jump, before 7, did you go out everywhere you wanted?
Yes.
You asked for a baby.
You wanted a baby.
For sure, but you asked for a baby.
I only asked for a baby because you kept saying his brother had a baby and he was like, oh, I want another baby so they can be best friends.
Did you want a baby?
I sure did.
Okay, and I told you, baby, your life is gonna change because I'm on a roll. Like, my life don't stop. That's my work.
Right.
You ain't gonna be able to go out like you used to. Why you mad at me?
That's fine.
So why you keep saying I'm kicking it?
No.
That's my first trip since I had
you still was in Miami having the time of your life. When you got back and I wanted to go get my hair and stuff done, it shouldn't been no issue.
Did I say
go do it. I got it. That's what I don't like, is that so many people ask him for things, but the moment he even tells someone like, oh, I got this, like, this just came in, cash out me this. And it's like, do you even make sure he's okay? Like, do you check on his mental? Do you know? But I'm glad he's finally in that mindset that's like, everybody, y'all. Because y'all not needed.
Get off your chest.
Yeah, I've been trying to express this to him, and that's where like my protection for him comes in.